Hey YouTube, welcome to Higher Math Solutions. This video tutorial will go over how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. Here is our example. 5x squared plus 4x equals to 6. Before you can start using the formula, you have to make sure that your quadratic equation has everything on one side of the equal sign. In our example, not everything is on the same side. The 5x squared plus 4x is on the left, and you have a 6 on the right. So before you can start using the formula, I'm going to subtract the 6 over to the left-hand side. Now 5x squared plus 4x minus 6 is equal to 0. Here everything is on one side, and you have a 0 on the other side. Now you are ready to start using the formula. The quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. To figure out what to plug into each letter, you look at your quadratic formula. A is in front of x squared, which is 5. Your b is in front of the x, which is 4. And your c is your constant, which is a negative 6. I start plugging these numbers into the formula. Here it says negative b. b is positive 4, so to make it a negative b, I write a negative 4 plus or minus the square root b squared, and b is 4, so it's 4 squared, minus, you just rewrite the 4. My a is 5, my c is negative 6, and then I put it all over 2 times the a, which is 5. Everything is now plugged into the formula, and from here, all we do is simplify. I always start simplifying under the radical first. So I have negative 4 plus or minus the square root. 4 squared is 16. And a negative 4 times 5 times negative 6 is a positive 120. Remember that a negative times a negative equals a positive. And then all over 2 times 5, I will go ahead and write a 10. I'm going to continue simplifying under the radical. So I get plus or minus the square root, and here is 136. Last thing you need to do before you're finished is to check to see if you can reduce the square root. To be able to see that is I come up with factors of 136, and if I have any perfect square factors, it can be reduced. 136 has the factors of 4 and 34. 4 is a perfect square. I can actually take the square root of the 4 to make it a 2. So I'm going to go ahead and change the 136 to 4 times 34. The square root of 4 will come out as a 2, but the square root of 34 cannot reduce anymore, so I will leave it under the radical. So I will replace the square root of 136 with 2 square roots of 34. So I have negative 4 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 34 over 10. This can also be reduced again. Every term has a common factor of 2. I'm going to divide every term by 2 to reduce it to its simplest form. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, plus or minus. This 2 square root of 34 divided by 2, this 2 will cancel out with its divisor of 2. So I'm only left with the square root of 34. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. This quadratic formula is now in its simplest form, and you have two answers. Negative 2 plus square root of 34 over 5, and negative 2 minus square root of 34 over 5. Thank you for watching Higher Math Solutions. If you like these videos, please subscribe, and I will see you next week.